Shabbat Shalom. All right, can we all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, it is so nice to be here with all of you tonight. For those of you who have been under a rock for the entire week, yesterday was Yom Kippur, right? Our Day of Atonement, one of the highest holy days of the Jewish year. And yet, I would consider Shabbat one of our most important holidays. Whereas Yom Kippur once a year allows us to get in touch with ourselves, remind ourselves of the sacred mission to do teshuvah, to make up for our wrongs, to repair our souls. And yet Shabbat comes every week to restore us and nourish us. As the great Jewish thinker Achat Ha'am once said, I'll paraphrase, more than the Jewish people have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. Every week we have an opportunity to return to ourselves, to our community, to have moments of prayer, moments of song, moments of silence, which are very hard to find in this noisy world we live in. I hope that for each of us, Shabbat will nourish our souls in the way that we need, and that the way it has always done for our people, and the way it does for each of us each week. I am Rabbi Michael Weiss. You might be joining us on YouTube, on Facebook, all of the ways that you can join us for this service. I'm here with Cantor Deborah Canizaro, Robert Jarash on piano, bringing such beautiful music to our lives, Mark Levine and Jan in the back, making sure everything runs smoothly. Our Shabbat doesn't happen without a lot of people's help. And if you are joining us from home, we feel your presence here. We know you are with us, because here at Congregation Schaarai Zedek, we truly believe that your home is an extension of our sanctuary. Thank you for welcoming us into your lives this evening. During our service, the prayers that we'll be reciting can be found on the screen. If you're in the room, there are prayer books here, and you can feel free to go through. If you need to let your mind wander, there are all kinds of things in there, so you can let your mind wander towards something of meaning and value. During the service, there will be times where we ask the congregation to stand. You can feel free to do so as you are comfortable and able, because we know that whatever position your body is in, you'll be standing in your heart. And so as we welcome in this Shabbat, we are also delighted to have our community celebrating this weekend Brady Fallon becoming bar mitzvah. And Brady, we are so excited for you and your family. So now Brady and his parents, Barry and Patrick, will come up and lead us in our Shabbat candle blessings. And if you are at home, I encourage you to light your own candles. Please. It's a wonderful thing to do.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has made us holy through your commandments and commanded us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Brady and his family will now lead us in Kiddush, and if you are at home, I encourage you to get something, your wine or your grape juice, your own way to bring in the sweetness of Shabbat.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who, finding favor with us, sanctified us with a mitzvah. In love and favor, he made the holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Shabbat as an inheritance. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruits of the vine.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lemase v'reshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'achata v'otanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Amen. L'chaim. And our opening song tonight is going to be Hine Ma Tov. And I'm so excited to welcome all of you to this wonderful sanctuary today. And we join together. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is.
How good it is.
How it is
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
How good it is.
how sweet it is
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is,
How good it is.
how sweet it is
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is,
How good it is.
how sweet it is
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. We now rise for our Baruch Hu, our call to worship.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la.
We read together. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish. But your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. And you may be seated. It is now my honor to call up in honor of his bar mitzvah, Brady Fallon, who will lead us in the Ahavta.
And we want you all to be able to hear him as a preview of his calm and confident prayer leading tomorrow morning.
So what we're going to do is simply do this. There we go. I'll hold it. You go on up.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levavecha v'dibarta bam vishiv techa v'vetecha uvlech techa baderech uveshach becha uvekumecha ukeshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot dein enecha uchatavtam amazuzot beitecha uvi she'arecha lema'an tizkru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hiyitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz mitzrayim lihayot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Beautiful job. Thank you. Have a seat. Yep, that's it. Before you get up there.
One of the ironies of modern prayer is that we know that God needs no amplifiers and no microphones, but we do.
I like that. Here you go.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Yai lai 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 ya la 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 lai. Yai lai 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 la lai la 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 lai. Yai lai lai la 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot osei pele, nora tehilot osei pele. Malchutecha ra'u banecha, pokei yom lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eli anu ve'amru, Ze'eli anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki vada Adonai et Yaakov, uga'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Amen. We read together. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise now in our seats or in our hearts for the Amidah.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayeh hakol atah rav lehoshia. Borid hatal, mechalkel chayim bechesed, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We are seated. We read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. And may all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol ha-shalom. Ki ata hu melech adon, lechol ha-shalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam.
It is in moments that we come together as a community that we notice who isn't here with us, those who lie on beds of pain, those ailing in mind, body, and spirit. For those in need of healing, we wish for healing for all of those things. For those who are helping them, those medical workers who work so hard to take care of our loved ones, we wish for courage and endurance. For their families, we hope that they know that their community is there for them when they need it. And so, if you have someone you're thinking of at this time, someone in need of healing, hold their name tightly in your heart for a moment. We take all of those names, everyone we're thinking of, as we share our communal prayer for healing. Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We take a moment now to listen to the prayers engraved on our own hearts.
Yiyu leratzonim refi, vehegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri vegoali, Adonai tzuri vegoali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my Redeemer. Yiyu leratzonim refi, vehegyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri vegoali, Adonai tzuri vegoali.
There was once a king and a queen who had a son who was the apple of their eye. Nothing was spared this boy. The greatest shirts and tailors and teachers, horses and thrones and pillows, a Nintendo Switch, everything that a boy could need to become a fine king. But one day, something happened to that boy just as he was becoming a man. He woke up one morning and he thought he was a rooster. He took off all his clothes. He got under the table, ate crumbs off the floor, flapped his arms like wings, and crowed. It was a disaster. The king tried everything. Healers, doctors, wise men and advisors, and wise women. It's a progressive kingdom. No one could help until one day, an old man with a long beard came to see the king, and he said, "Let me have a week with your son. I think I can help." The king was grateful for any advice, so the old man was brought into the banquet hall, where the prince was under the table, and the door was closed behind him. The first thing the old man did was take off all his clothes and get under the table with the prince. He put out his arms like wings, went around crowing and eating food off the floor. The prince looked up and said, "Who are you?" The old man answered, "I'm a rooster. Who are you?" And the prince said, "I'm a rooster too." He was so thrilled to have a bit of company, and they just pecked at crumbs, flapped, and crowed all day. The next day, the old man got up, put some clothes on, and went back under the table. The prince looked confused and asked, "What are you doing? Roosters don't wear clothes." The old man said, "Well, that's true. But I was cold. And just because I'm wearing clothes doesn't mean I'm not a rooster." The prince was a little cold too, so he put on his clothes. The next day, the old man was walking around the room upright. "What are you doing?" asked the prince. "Roosters don't walk like that." "That's true," said the old man, "but my back was sore. And just because I'm walking like this doesn't mean I'm not a rooster." The next day, they ate fine food at the table with a knife and a fork. And by the end of the week, they were dressed in fine noblemen's clothes, sitting at the table, eating beautiful food, and discussing ways of running a kingdom, justice, ethics, and philosophy. Halfway through the conversation, the young boy had a realization and asked, "What are we doing? Roosters don't talk like this." The old man said, "It's true, but I'm enjoying the conversation. And just because we talk like this doesn't mean that we're not roosters." And so, at the end of that day, the old man stood up and he said to the prince, "I'm going to leave you now, but let me leave you with a little advice. Out there in the world, there are a lot of enemies of roosters. Take my advice. Don't tell anyone that you're a rooster." The prince went on to become a wonderful king, and no one ever knew that he was really a rooster. So, if you heard my sermon on Yom Kippur, you might be thinking, wow, we have a real chicken rabbi over here. That seems to be a common theme. The chickens in Ybor City I find endlessly fascinating. That may or may not be true. But this story teaches us a very important lesson. that when we want to help someone, when we want to teach them, we can't talk down to them. We can't stand and look at them while they're under the table flapping their arms around and eating crumbs. I'm not saying that anyone does that. Unless that's what you're into, and then that's fine. We need to get down there with them. We need to have sympathy, understand where they're coming from. We don't have to condone or encourage the behavior, but until they understand that we're on their side, that we care about having a relationship with them and seeing the world the way that they do, at least for a few moments, they're never going to listen to us. The best thing we can do to teach the people we care about is let them know that we love them and try to see the world for their eyes, at least for a little bit. And that is one of the hardest things to do, because in some ways, taking the opportunity to see the world through someone else's eyes means we have to acknowledge that maybe there's something that our perspective is missing. Maybe they see something we don't see. When we try to understand them, we might see things that we hadn't seen before. We might learn something new. That doesn't mean that our perspective was wrong. It just means that someone else's can be right too. So I hope that as we go forward in our lives, learning from others and teaching the wisdom that we know, that we always do so from a place of love, a place where we acknowledge our common humanity, or chickinity. Because all of us are made b'tselem Elohim, in the image of God. And everyone in our lives has something they can teach us, just as we have something that we can teach them. And so, we have a few brief announcements. The three most dangerous words in the Jewish professional world are after the holidays. Because after the holidays come the next holidays after that. And we are so excited to be able to celebrate Sukkot as a community. We are going to be having programs just about every night of Sukkot, which starts Monday night. We'll be here at the temple Monday night, and then we'll be in West Chase, in Northdale, all over the city. We want to meet people where they are. We'll be bringing, our maintenance staff will be bringing our sukkah in what I hope we will call our sukkah mobile. That's what I'm hoping we call it. And we'll get a chance to wave lulav and etrog. We'll get a chance to sing together. We'll get a chance to nosh and drink a little bit. It'll be really, really nice. So you can find all the information on each of those programs at zedek.org. Torah study tomorrow morning, Robert, you reminded me, is going to be only on Zoom. Rabbi Simon is going to be leading from home because I'll be here at the service where Brady Fallon will be leading us on Shabbat morning to celebrate him becoming bar mitzvah. We are so excited to be able to celebrate with you and your family, Brady. And if you would like to celebrate with us, you can join us in the service on Zoom or on our stream. And you can find that at, I believe, zedek.org/Fallon, Fallon. Mark gave me the thumbs up. I was right. Good. And so, with all of those things said, if there's anything I forgot, it's probably on zedek.org. It's my homepage. Maybe it should be yours too. There's always something going on here, and we would be so happy to have you celebrate Jewish life with us. And it is at this time that we begin to conclude our service with Aleinu, we rise together.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גלולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו כהמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We are seated. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We think of, at this time, of all of those in our lives who gave their light to us, who shared it and shined so brightly, were so generous with their love. At this time, we think of those in our community who have died in recent days and in years past. Milton Sirota, Audrey Shine, David Solomon, Gail Meyer, and Ann Cantor. We also think of those whose yahrzeits, the commemoration of whose death, we recognize on this Shabbat. Lucy Abramowitz, Benjamin Abrams, Maurice Edelman, Marian Annis, Shlomo Bergman, Rebecca Berkowitz, Betty Blufeld, Stacy Borel, Charles Cambridge, Joseph Demain, Alice Duick, David Edenson, Milton Feldman, Larry Finkelstein, George Friedland, Lorraine Friedman, Rachel Gall, Edith J. Gitman, Louis Goldfeder, Lorraine Goldman, Harry Gordon, Ina Haubenstock, Robert L. Hayden, Robert Hemberger, Max Hers, Sophie Hers, Sidney Hollander, Martin Hyman, Frida Kahan, Arnie Kleinman, Alan Levy, Norberto Loeb, Ernest Moss Sr., M.J. Mackler, Joseph Mandelbaum, Edgar Mansfield, John Melendi, Oscar Mendelson, Seymour Mines, Daniel Ravner, Julian Raymond, Ernest Reiner, Kathy Reese, Lieb Rosenblum, Morty Rosenkrantz, Francie Rudolph, Arthur Sells, Jenny Silberstein, Morris Singer, Ruth Slachter, Emma Tepper, Hammond Tots, Philip Viplick, Saul Wallace, Marlene Wasserman, Arnold Weitzenkorn, and Herman Yalowski. And to those names we add the names of all of our loved ones who, though gone from this world, live on through the lessons they taught us and the love that they gave us. If there's someone you're thinking of now, take just a moment to remember them in their brightest, strongest, and kindest moments. And so we take all of those names, all of those memories into our hearts as we rise together for Mourner's Kaddish, giving thanks to God for sharing such precious lives with us. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divarach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayeh dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran pe'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And we say together, Amen. And we close our service tonight with Ma Yafeh Hayom. How beautiful is this day, this Shabbat, the greatest gift the Jewish people has been given.
Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Adonai oz lamo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May God give our people strength and bless us with the greatest gift aside from Shabbat, peace. Shabbat Shalom. Huh? It sounded like piano, maybe. I don't know. Do we have music? Yes, always. Yeah, give me... Okay. We also ended very early. No, we don't. That's a lot. I think the playlist is 40 minutes long. So let's give it a minute, and then we'll switch over. I want to congratulate Brady. All right. We use what? Oh. Okay. Good. Whatever we can do to help. You did wonderfully. It was really good. Yeah.
We're excited.
Yeah. We're excited. You're ready. Brady, you've got this. I think you were probably ready a month or two ago. Good. Well, Cantor Glenn is a very good teacher.
הזלים שלי עזבו את הקן, פרסו כנפיים ועפו, ואני ציפור זקנה נשארתי בקן, מקווה מאוד שהכל יהיה בסדר. תמיד ידעתי שיבוא היום שבו צריך להיפרד, אבל עכשיו זה ככה בא לי פתאום, אז מה הפלא שאני קצת דואג? גוף גוזל חתוך את השמיים, טוס לאן שבא לך, רק אל תשכח, יש נשר בשמיים, גור לך. עכשיו נשארנו לבדנו בקן, אבל אנחנו ביחד. חבקי אותי חזק, תגידי לי כן, אל תדאגי, ביחד כיף להזדקן. גוף גוזל חתוך את השמיים, טוס לאן שבא לך, רק אל תשכח, יש נשר בשמיים, גור לך. אני יודע שככה זה בטבע, וגם אני עזבתי כן, אבל עכשיו כשבא הרגע אז מחניק קצת בגרון, מחניק קצת בגרון. just need to be spared.
This is a song for the women.
And this is a song for the men.
This is a song for the long and slow drive away.
Oh, and Mark, they're bringing their own Kiddush cup for tomorrow.
From the day
So I know that
it's
it's
going
like
to send. Hey, 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 Venu Shalom Aleichem. Hey, Venu Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. These are the times for the rest.
Yeah, it is. The computer's on, and we have to keep the main lights on. Yep.
These are the times that will pass and you'll away.
Turn on.
To find your cup suddenly filled. These are the times for the skeptics
And the times for the devout.
These are the times for the ones who will believe. It's belief they can't live without. Hey, 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 Venu Shalom Aleichem. Hey, Venu Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Hey, 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 Venu Shalom Aleichem. Hey, Venu Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. This is a song for the mountains.
And this is a song for the sea.
This is a song for the ones who will believe. For the ones who will believe. For the ones who will believe. For the ones who will
הללו את אדוני מן השמיים, הללו במרומים, הללו כל מלאכיו, הללו כל צבאיו, הללו שמש וירח, הללו כל כוכבי אור, הללו שמי השמיים והמים
אשר מעל השמיים. יהללו את שם אדוני, כי הוא ציווה ונבראו, ויעמידם לעד לעולם, חוק נתן ולא יעבור. יהללו את שם אדוני, כי הוא ציווה ונבראו, ויעמידם לעד לעולם, חוק נתן ולא יעבור. הללו את אדוני מן השמיים, הללו במרומים, הללו כל מלאכיו, הללו כל צבאיו, הללו שמש וירח, הללו כל כוכבי אור, הללו שני השמיים והמים אשר מעל השמיים, והמים אשר מעל השמיים, והמים אשר מעל השמיים. יהללו את שם אדוני, כי הוא ציווה ונבראו, ויעמידם לעד לעולם, חוק נתן ולא יעבור. יהללו את שם אדוני, כי הוא ציווה ונבראו, ויעמידם לעד לעולם, חוק נתן ולא Bitchu, Ranenu, Ranenu. Bitchu, Ranenu, Zameru, Zameru. Break into song. Break into song. Ki tov Adonai leolam chazdo. Ki tov Adonai leolam chazdo. Ki tov Adonai leolam chazdo. Break into song. Ariyu l'Adonai kol haaretz. Ariyu l'Adonai kol haaretz. Ariyu l'Adonai kol haaretz. Break into song. Neharot imcha uchafti
תבל ויושביה ירמה ימו מלוא Shabbat el yishmereni oti le'omeya beno uveni ki eshmera Shabbat el yishmereni oti le'omeyan beno uveni ki eshmera Shabbat